You're listening to the Championship Wrestling Podcast. And here's your host, Dustin Starr.
Welcome to the Championship Wrestling Podcast. After a full weekend of great wrestling action, I am here to talk all about it. Hello everybody, I am Dustin Starr, and thank you for joining me as we're set to recap yesterday's Championship Wrestling Award Show, where we crowned the very best of 2020. And of course, Saturday's Championship Wrestling presented by Pro Shingle. We had two big championship matches, tag team action, a big rematch, and the saddest moment so far in 2021. And speaking of that, today's guest, he's set to answer exactly why and what he was thinking when he turned his back on his very best friends. Sweet Robin Shaw will join me in just a few moments. We're going to recap the act of betrayal against his friends Gentleman Jervis and Darwin Finch, collectively known, of course, as the Friendship Farm. But first, be sure to follow at CW30 Wrestling on all social media channels. Plus, you can keep up with me at Dustin Starr.
Championship Wrestling is presented by Pro Shingle, a professional roofing company.
Let's run it back with the Championship Wrestling Rewind.
It was a sad, sad day with what Sweet Robin did, and you know what? I hate even calling him Sweet Robin anymore. But we're going to talk to him all about it in just a moment. I need some answers. We need some answers. But also, along with the betrayal from Sweet Robin Shaw, there was a lot of action, so check it out. Last week on Championship Wrestling, we had two big championship matches.
Anthony Idol had this thing won. Howdy Price up on the apron. The object was already in there, and look at that single shot.
Tag team action had Dan Joseph a little unhinged.
This is a new Dan Joseph.
Beside himself,
Whoa.
kicking the...
Oh, no. You hate to see him come unraveled. Now he's getting physical with ring announcer Adnan Qureshi. Oh, don't
swinging the chair. Everything in sight. Dan Joseph has come completely unhinged.
He's completely bent that chair. He is totally unraveled here. He's thinking he almost took a swing on that monitor. That'll cost you some money.
And it was one sad, sad day.
What a close call. Came so close to winning championship gold there. I mean,
I
For
love
the Friendship
unity of
Farm.
these guys.
no. What the
Oh,
hell?
my God.
What the hell, Sweet Robin? No, the belly-to-belly suplex.
What are you doing?
Oh, and then now Darwin Finch, the scientist. The
Robinson
scientist.
got him by the throat.
Oh my God! Look at the intensity on the eyes of Sweet Robin here, guys.
I don't know if he bought what Flex was selling or if Robin Shaw just snapped here, taking it to both. I can't believe that he would buy into that. Oh my God, he looks incensed.
All that and so much more on the fastest hour in pro wrestling. Watch episode 93 in full at youtube.com/championship wrestling. Joining me at this time is none other than Sweet Robin Shaw. And after Saturday's Championship Wrestling, it's really hard to call you Sweet anything.
Is that a question?
Well, not necessarily, I guess. I'm just shocked. I think everybody's shocked at what transpired on Saturday because about a year ago, Gentleman Jervis, one of the most beloved characters in the history of championship wrestling, loved all over the world, introduced you as one of his friends. And this past Saturday on Championship Wrestling, you not only turned your back on Jervis, but you slammed him. And then you did the same thing to Darwin Finch. And I guess the question here is why? Why, Robin, why?
You know, Dustin, I'm not really obligated to answer that. Why? It doesn't matter what you think or what anyone else thinks. I did what I had to do for me, because when I look at the Friendship Farm, we were just replaceable parts. Thomas, Isaac, Super Beetle, Darwin, Finch, me. We're all just Jervis's playthings, I guess. I don't want to be a plaything. I was with him for over a year and we didn't win anything. Me and Beetle fought and he just kept being Jervis. I don't have time for that anymore. I had Richie Slade beat. Darwin got in the way. Jervis got in the way. I'm done. I'm done with them. I'm done. I'm too big. I'm too strong to just be Jervis's friend.
Well, no, I know you saw the footage back. Talking to Sweet Robin Shaw here on the Championship Wrestling Podcast. I know you saw the footage back, and that was actually Flex that grabbed your leg. But I understand your frustrations. How long has this been brewing?
When we didn't beat Andy and Adrian at Primetime Live, that kind of sealed the deal. With Super Beetle gone, with everyone gone, I don't need Jervis. I don't.
Well, you guys came extremely close to winning the United World Tag Team titles, and there have been numerous promos about how dedicated you guys are to winning championship gold. And I feel like, no disrespect, but I feel like I speak for everybody when I say that you gave up on the team.
Who's dedicated? I was. I don't need to answer this. I don't need to deal with this. I did what I had to do, and I will keep doing what I have to do until I win.
Fair enough. On Saturday's upcoming Championship Wrestling presented by Pro Shingle, we're going to actually attempt to talk to Gentleman Jervis for the first time and hear exactly what his thoughts are. And I imagine that he's outright heartbroken over this. I mean, he considered you a very good friend, and we all know by now what happened. What do you expect the response and the reaction to be from not only Gentleman Jervis, but also Darwin Finch?
I hope I broke Jervis's heart. Okay. And if he gets in my way again, I'll break more than just that.
Look out! Here's what's coming up for Championship Wrestling.
Time to talk about what to look out for here at Championship Wrestling presented by Pro Shingle. But first things first, congratulations are in order to the 4-time wrestling trivia champions, Team Canada. That's right, Team Canada last Monday, 1 week ago, they won their 4th trivia championship in a row. So congratulations to Arnaz and Mike. They might just be unbeatable. And also be on lookout for our next date for wrestling trivia at Sidecar Cafe. You can check that out on our social channels or championshipwrestlingmemphis.com, as well as our next Dave and Buster's watch party. So things are slowing down a little bit here in Memphis due to COVID. Of course, the pandemic is still running wild, brother. But we're going to have a major announcement coming very soon about a live event that you will not want to miss. And of course, we will follow all the CDC rules and guidelines to keep everybody safe. But that big announcement is coming any day now. I also want to mention the Championship Wrestling Award Show is available in full, absolutely free right now at youtube.com/Championship Wrestling. And I think I need to go through the winners. Even though some of you might not have seen the episode just yet, it's a 15-minute YouTube exclusive. Yeah, I'll go ahead. Okay, so we had 5 categories, and we had 3 nominees for each category. Starting with Breakout Star of the Year, that was won, of course, by Danny Limelight, one half of the United World Tag Team Champions, who also got his first victory on AEW Dark last week. Not to mention his role in New Japan Pro Wrestling. The dude is everywhere, very deserving of Breakout Star of the Year. Also, Match of the Year, of course, Maria's favorite, the Falls Count Anywhere match between Heather Monroe and Lacey Ryan. Yeah, you know the one with the bottle fight where Nico got hit in the head with a bottle. Or how about when Halston's body was thrown into the dumpster? Yeah, so that won match of the year. Of course, tag team of the year was a little bit of a shocker, but it's very well deserving, even though they did not want the award. Congratulations to SoCal Distancing. They literally dominated the tag team division, even if it wasn't fair and square. But tag team of the year, SoCal Distancing. Man of the year. Now, this one might have rubbed me a little bit the wrong way, but that's because I hold a grudge. So congratulations to the man who won the Heritage Championship, the Arizona State Championship, and also won the PP3 Cup. He went from being the most hated man in championship wrestling to maybe one of the most popular. He eliminated SoCal Distancing along with BHK. Congratulations to Ray Rosas. And there's still some unfinished business between myself and Ray Rosas. But I digress. And then last but certainly not least, the Woman of the Year, hands down. I don't think there's any question about it. Congratulations to Heather Monroe. And you know Halston Body was extremely excited about that. Heather wins 2 categories, Match of the Year and Woman of the Year. Very well deserving. And maybe, just maybe, she could be crowned the very first United Wrestling Network Women's Champion. That's still to come in 2021. Also, look out for Saturday's show. Championship Wrestling presented by Pro Shingle comes on at high noon right here on YouTube Premiere. And of course, CW30 in Memphis. Ray Rosas, Man of the Year. He's going to return to the show for the first time since taking out SoCal Distancing. Ruby Reyes will be back in action. The first time we'll see her since her big loss in that intergender tag team match. And we're also going to hear from her and CC Chanel. I think the bigger story there is Jamie Iovine and Nico Marquez. They cannot be happy with that big loss. And that was the match with the Women's Championship being sanctioned on the line. Also, we're going to try our hardest to get a word with Gentleman Jervis about what happened on Saturday's program with Sweet Robin Shaw not only turning his back, but slamming Gentleman Jervis, the very man who brought him into championship wrestling in the first place. We heard from Sweet Robin today, didn't get very many answers, but we're going to do our best to hear from Gentleman Jervis on Saturday. Also, the United Wrestling Network World Tag Team titles will once again be on the line when the Bodega, Danny Limelight and Papo Esco defend against 4 minutes of heat. And also, last but certainly not least, this is going to happen as well.
Saturday at noon, join us for Championship Wrestling presented by Pro Shingle.
We'll hear from Jordan Clearwater for the first time since the arrival of Jack Bannon.
That's Saturday at noon on CW30 Memphis.
Thanks for listening to the Championship Wrestling Podcast.
Oh yeah! Thank you so much for joining me here on the Championship Wrestling Podcast. Be on lookout for big news dropping any day now. And when you hear it, you'll know it. And you'll need to act fast in order to take part in that. That's all I can say. I've probably said too much. But be on lookout at CW30 Wrestling and ChampionshipWrestlingMemphis.com. I guess a thanks to Sweet Robin Shaw for joining me today. He wasn't very nice about it, but I guess we got a little bit of insight on exactly why he did what he did to the Friendship Farm. And if you missed any episodes previously out of our 1 year's worth of podcast, you can find them in the archives at ChampionshipWrestlingMemphis.com or go to youtube.com/championshipwrestling. Look forward to seeing each and every one of you in the live chat this Saturday at noon. And until then, I am Dustin Starr, saying so long, everybody.